Part of the reason that I believe the art of hosting is so powerful is that my experience with this is that it supports consciously working with living systems. We're not big. There's 35 employees in 4 companies. I have 6 people on our leadership team. We call our leadership team our kitchen cabinet. I've shared this with some other folks. Our kitchen cabinet meets every Thursday morning for an hour and a half to 2 hours in circle. The responsibility for the circle is shared. It used to be mine. You know, I came from, I'm a white middle-class guy in the Midwest of the United States. When it comes to traditional leadership, I can tell you how I did that. And I would make the agenda. 12 items on it that I wanted to make sure were taken care of, and number 13 was always anything anybody else had to say. And
5 minutes before the meeting.
And nobody else would ever say number 13. When we shifted to this, and it's co-hosted, and we co-create the agenda on the day of the meeting. Now, if you have something, if you're part of the kitchen cabinet, there's something you want us all to read and prepare, you'll send out an email saying, at kitchen cabinet on Thursday, I want to talk about this, please, I've read it. But there's no agenda. We go into the meeting. If you're a host this week, you bring the talking piece. You bring the check-in question. We meet in circle, just as we did at the beginning here. There's a check-in. We have a whiteboard where the agenda is co-created. I bring my agenda items. Everybody brings their agenda items. 90% of the time, my agenda items are not the most important. And it used to be that those were the top 12. The agenda gets created. The host works the agenda. Let's take this, let's take that, let's take that. The agreement is that we don't use the talking piece during the course of the meeting unless we start talking over each other and we stop listening. Then the host has the option of reintroducing the talking piece to slow the conversation down, increase our listening and our speaking. And then we go back. And then the host checks us out. We've been meeting like that, in that circle. We've also come to an agreement that if 2 of us are gone, the meeting doesn't take place. So this Thursday, I think I'm the only one gone. So it makes no difference that I'm not there. Kitchen cabinet will happen, and whoever's hosting will host. We've been meeting like this every Thursday morning for an hour and a half to 2 hours for 12 years.
2 hours, is it?
An hour and a half to 2 hours every Thursday morning for 2 hours, for 12 years.
Do you need the 2 hours still?
It's been interesting. What happens is, almost inevitably, when we have 2 agenda items, that's when we'll end up for 2 hours. Because the 2 agenda items get done and people see the space, and then let's talk about, and we're there. When we have 12 agenda items, we get done in an hour and a half because we worked that and there's not space. So it's been interesting. The times when we have the shortest agendas is when we use the most time. What I will tell you, and I said this at lunch, we were talking over lunch, when 6 of you meet in a circle for 12 years, you fall in love with the people you work with. You can't hide. You can't hide that you're sad. You can't hide that this morning was hell getting out of the house. You can't hide that grandma died. You can't hide that I can be in the middle of son of a gun in the morning. And you can't hide that you're also lovable. Conversely, when you work that way, you're also going to be brokenhearted. because people don't always, nothing's permanent. People leave. People go on. I was telling you the story this morning that a woman that worked for me for 10 years, when she left to become the Assistant City Health Commissioner, huge position. Community needed her in a big way. She took all the art hosting stuff over to the city. I cried like a baby all the way home that night. It killed me. My heart was broken. But I also realized I'll never work any other way. I'll sacrifice the broken heart for the love any day of the week.
So can you explain again who's involved in the kitchen meeting? Is it
So for us, there's a person who's the head of each of the 4 companies. So they're part of that kitchen cabinet. I'm the CEO and our chief financial officer. So there's 6 of us in that circle. But there's other circles in an organization. We meet as a whole staff. In fact, they're meeting today. It's not only 9:15, but the whole staff will meet today once a month on Wednesdays. The whole staff meets in circle. We're only 35. And each company takes turns hosting the all staff circle.
Do you think it works with bigger companies too? There's 250 people.
I don't know. I won't pretend to know. I have a theory about how I do it. I've asked myself 100 times how I'd do it if I had that responsibility. So I have an idea of how I do it, but I honestly don't know. I mean, I think, I would try to set up pods.
But do you think it will work? No, that you don't know.
I'm sorry?
I know that you don't know that, so but do you think it works?
I don't know, but I'd give it a big try.
Okay.